everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we have day 22 of the July craft challenge, so let's jump into it. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. We really do appreciate each and every one of you who takes the time out to watch, like and comment on our videos. Today we have day 22 of our July craft challenge, and I really wanted to have a go at some more of the Paper Boutique cutting dies that I got in the Lucky 13 packs that they have. Now, the only way I could use these cutting dies was to actually get my really big Todo die cutting machine out. It is on the older side, and so it is a little bit dusty. It's been sort of sat on the shelf behind me because I try not to use it. But it's the only way I could use these dies, and I really wanted to have a go with them. So I took out the Todo machine. I've grabbed my biggest card blank that I've got, which is a 6x6, and then came to pick out one of the sets of dies and realised that the big square ones I can't actually get to fit on my 6x6 card blanks. So I am going to have to look at getting some bigger card blanks. I think a 7x7 will work. I went through the pack of dies that I had that were these sort of nesting dies, and I've managed to find this one that I think will just about squeeze onto a 6x6 card. So I'm going to test it out and see if I can get it to work. I am only going to have the Todo machine on the desk while I'm cutting the dies out, because I'm very much aware that this is quite a big cutting machine and it does make it quite difficult to put this into frame on my camera. I'll try zooming out a little bit and hopefully you can still see it. I don't know how many of you have ever heard of a Todo to do. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce it. It's a TODO. It's a bit of like a multifunctioning machine, really. So you can do die cutting, you can use these thinlet dies, or you can use the big thick wooden dies, because this plate here you can take out. It does come with electrics and gives you a like a foiling plate here that you can use with some dies, or proper foilers. I think they're called letterpress foilers. And I have used this before, though I haven't for a long time. You can do like stamping and these embossing, and there's all sorts of different things, but I find it really big, bulky and heavy, and so I don't use it unless I absolutely have to. I don't know if anybody else has ever used one of these and has the same thoughts and feelings as I do, but yeah, I bought it a long time ago. I paid quite a bit of money for it, and if I'm honest, I don't really use it that much because I just don't like it as much as I thought I would. But it is really handy for things like this where I need some extra cutting space because my dies are so big. So we're gonna have a go at building this up. I'm not 100% sure what sort of colourways I want to go down. I am drawn to some of the Paper Boutique or Paper Tree papers. I'm just having a look in the pile that I had. I could have a go at these. These are the Paper Tree papers. These are the 8x8, so I know these would fit quite nicely. I'm just looking at all of the different layers. So I know I definitely want a patterned paper for this in a circle layer, because I'm going to see quite a bit of this patterning through it. So let's have a look at one of these. See if there's a bit that I can die cut out. They all seem to have like these big centres in them. Tell you what, if we go for that one, I'm going to be able to get some of these like nice little bouquet type styles in there. So let's pull one of those sheets out. And these Papertree pads that I'm using came in the other Lucky 13 that they had, which was Lucky 13, so 13 paper packs from either Paper Boutique or the Papertree, and they were just £15 for those. Absolutely love these paper packs. So if you haven't already, I would definitely recommend going and having a look at them, because I think that they are just beautiful. So that is the pale blue. What have we got? Have we got anything paler? No, those are the... Oh, have we? Yeah, so we have got the paler ones. Not entirely sure how much we're going to see, but I'm going to grab this for one of the layers. And then maybe blue, there might be too much blue now. So I'm going to leave the back of the card blank. Maybe this one. Fact. It's a pink version here. What I'm kind of thinking is this for the outside frame, this for on top, and then that one in the centre. Let's go for that. So it would layer up like that, that on that on that. Move those out the way. Then I think if I do my sentiment background in silver, we like that silver. And then I've still got some of this like pearlized pink card that I've had from some of the previous projects that I've done on this craft challenge. So let's use some of that. Might as well use it while we can. So you can see I have used the plates. They are pretty battered, but I'm going to pop that one on there. And we're going to work from the outside in. So I'm going to take my big outside die first, which I'm going to cut in this paper. So you can see that fits nicely. I'm going to pop this on here. I'm going to try and pick a corner to attach this to, so that I've still got all of this outside for other projects. I'm going to use some of the Hunkydory low tack tape to attach these. And all it does is it just stops those dies from moving. There is nothing worse than placing your die down in the perfect spot and then running it through your die cutting machine and finding that your die has moved. So I'm going to pop that on there. And I'm going to run this through. With the Todo, you can change the amount of pressure that you've got. Now, this is set already, but I think it was set for pressure specific to some of my thicker dies. So, yeah, that's not going to go through, look. So let's lift it, lift the pressure. Oh, it's going to be a pain, isn't it, guys? That's going through, but there isn't a great deal of resistance on that. So let's turn it. I think that's actually moving my camera. Oh, so let's move these bits and pieces. It's an absolute pain in the bottom, this is. What I really need is like some sort of dedicated space for my Todo to sit, and I just don't have that. I only have the one desk in my craft room, and this, as you can see, takes up pretty much all of that, so I don't have the ability to move it anywhere else, which again is another reason why I don't use it a lot. That has, however, worked, and it's cut through, so let's take this off. Keep my low-tack tape because I'll use it for another project. In fact, I'll keep using it for this one. That one teared. So, take that off. And now we have the outer part of that. So pop that to one side. I'm going to pop my die back on my card piece because the last thing I want to do is lose or mix them up. So then I'm going to take off the next one. And I am in the process of looking for some proper magnetic die storage solutions, because as much as these card bits work, they are a bit of a pain. So I am looking for other storage solutions, to be fair. I'm going to move my blue sheet out of the way. And now we have this one. So I'm going to pop that down there like that. I'm going to take my die. I'm going to pop it in under the corner. It doesn't really matter where. I just want it so that I've still got the rest of the paper for other projects. I'm going to low tack tape this one down as well, look. That one splits, so we'll pop that on there. Right, sandwich it in between my two mats. And I'll send the die the other way. I apologise if this is making my camera shake. It doesn't seem to matter how slow I move with this one. For anybody who hasn't done die cutting, that cracking is completely normal, so don't worry if your die machine ever makes that cracking noise. Same with all the cuts on the plates, that is absolutely normal. It means that the die is cutting through whatever material it is that you're using. Oh, I've got lots of dots here, look. Take this off. So that has cut straight through, which is fabulous. So put that to one side. I do want to get rid of some of these before I put my die away. Oh, I've got, oh. I don't want to come to use this at a later date and find I've still got all of these. I can't get those to pop out. Oh, I'm going to cheat. This is actually a crochet hook, but just popping them all out. So that is them off of my actual die itself. So pop that down there. Then I can pick this up. Just pop those all out. It's actually made these into perfect circles. Just can't think of a project where I would need lots of little circles, but I also hate throwing things away, so I might save them. If anybody's watching and can think of any really good projects for little die cut circles, then please let me know, because they just seem too perfect to throw away. Get them all scooped up together. There we go. Where can I put them? That's a different question. Tell you what, I'm just going to pop these in here. They just seem too perfect to throw away. So pop those in there. Then I'm going to take my next piece. Now this one, I'm going to be a little bit more strategic on where I place this, because I really want to get some of these. I think I might go, that would fit there. So what I don't want to do is put one of these in the centre, because that's where my sentiment's going to go and it's going to lose all of that detail. But I think if I placed it more there, then it will have more of these like flowers on the outside. So let's stick this down. Just going to use 2 on that one, and hopefully that shouldn't move. That on there. Pop that out. There we go. So then we have the circle piece that will sit in the middle. Pop this one back on my card. See, they're all coming loose, look. Stick that one down, then that one down. Then I'm going to grab these ones from the centre. There we go. And then for this one, we are going to go for some silver for the edging. So place that on there. Stick that down. There we go. And then for this bit, I'm just going to cut a square of this out. Then again, we're going to stick this down to keep it in place. There we go. And then we're going to run this through the machine, and then that is all the die cutting done for today's card. And then I'll move my Todo machine out of the way. There we go. So we'll take this off of here. I don't think that's cut through. Oh no, it might have done. So this is really thick cardstock. Not cut through very well. It has cut through it, but not as well as it does on my Sidekick, and I think that's possibly to do with the fact that the pressure is so adjustable. A pressure that works with one particular card or paper stock may not work for another, and that is what has happened here. So let's see. No, that's not gone right. I don't like that. The question is, well, let's see if this is cut out first. Yeah, so that one is cut out fine. So we can pop that in the pile with the other pieces. And then what I want to see is, because it may be better off putting this through my Sizzix Sidekick. Will this fit? Yeah, that's going to fit through there. So what I'm going to do for you guys is going to be a split second. For myself, I'm going to pause the video and move the Todo out of the way so we have a clear desk and we can cut out a new sentiment, because I don't like it done on the Todo machine, and we can get making this card built together. So I'll be back in a second. There we go, I am back. The Todo machine has been moved, and so let's get into the card. I am going to bring you down slightly as well, because now I don't have the Todo machine, I don't need to be quite so far out. So as you saw, the sentiment didn't cut out as nicely as I would have liked on the Todo machine. I purely think that that is a pressure thing. So let's try it on the Sizzix Sidekick. Now we know, because we've used this quite a few times for these sentiments, that these normally cut out absolutely beautifully, even on these thicker cardstocks. So let's cut another piece out. And let's try it through the Sidekick like we normally do. So, bit of low tack tape. Get that stuck down everywhere. And let's push this through our little machine. There we go. I'm going to pop these back onto this, because I really want to get this back into its packet. Apart from, what did I do with the packet? I don't know where I've put it. Okay, I will put that over there and I will find it when I finish the video. It is probably right in front of me. Let's move those over there. And let's, oh, that's cut so much better, look. So it's definitely a Todo thing as opposed to a die thing, because that's popped straight out. Just because I've already got this from earlier, we'll use this to poke things out with. Doesn't really matter, as long as you've got something that can poke through these little bits that have die cut. There we go. So there is our sentiment, Make a Wish. Right, so now what we have is we have our card blank. We have all of these pieces here. I'm going to get my tacky glue because I found this one to work the best. And we're going to start building up these layers. Now, for some reason, when my machine went through the Todo, it's transferred some of the stickiness of the low tack tape. But we will persevere. I think it will rub off, actually. It is. There we go, that's better. Let's have a go at sticking these together. Hoping the end of my glue hasn't sealed shut, though it may have done actually. No, we've got some coming through. So let's get this built up. So I'm going to use just a little bit of my tacky glue. Flip this over. Stick this down. I must admit I'm absolutely loving all of these sentiments. Let's just hold that down for a minute. Yeah, these sentiments from the Paper Boutique I think are absolutely fantastic. Whatever glue comes over is okay because it does dry clear. I'm going to leave that to one side over here so it can set. Then we have these pieces here. So this one will sit on this one, just like that. Then we are going to have this in the centre, like so, and then we're going to have the sentiment on top. So let's get this piece glued onto here. Making sure I've got all those circles out, which I do appear to have. I'm not going to put a lot on, just a squiggle around here and then dip dap dop. Don't want a lot. Flip this over if I can get my fingers under it. There we go. Sure that is stuck down. If there's any that aren't stuck down, we can always go back in with a tiny bit of wet glue anyway. But that is that onto there. Then we're going to take this centerpiece, again, just a bit of glue. We don't want too much because otherwise you'll start to get some warping of your paper. That on there like so. I'm going to take the sentiment and I think I'm going to decoupage this up actually to give it a little bit of height. I've just noticed that that isn't stuck down as well as I'd like. So let's make sure this fits. Which it does. So let's get this glued on. I am going to wet glue this onto there. Smush these bits. There we go. think I might actually have it as a that way opening. Stick that onto the card. And then I'm going to grab my 3D foam tape. Pop that onto there. Make a wish, and then I think I'm going to attempt to use this just to round off those corners to make it look not quite so harsh. So let's have a go. There we go. So all that's done is just taken off some of the harshness of those corners. And that makes today's really quick card. So what I could have done as well is I could have put some additional backing papers and got rid of all of this white if I'd have wanted to. But I actually quite like it with that white. It gives it a little bit of contrast. We've got the beautiful sentiment in the middle, and then we've got the layering of those dies. I hope you've enjoyed this card. I hope that it has inspired you, especially if you have some of these layering cards. I know lots of you have been asking where I got them from, as in the dies themselves. So these were part of the Lucky 13 packs that I got from the Creative Crafting World. They were all the Paper Boutique dies. I haven't used Paper Boutique dies before until I got these sets, but I absolutely love them. I think they are gorgeous, such good quality, and I'm really making the most of them right now. Thank you so much for watching today. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. We will be having a video every single day for our July challenge, and we already have plans for our August craft challenge too. So thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.